up with 7. So thank you. Next up, Nerd Geek. Upset! All the way up, all the way up, all the way up!
I am an American nerd. And not just any American nerd, I'm an experienced nerd. I've been a nerd for many years, and I'd like to make an observation about the new generation of American nerds. I see them walking past me with their smiling faces and their self-esteem, carrying their graphic novels out in the open with no fear of reprisals, and a sobering thought occurs to me. They're not really nerds. If they were nerds, they'd be outcasts, pariahs, untouchables in the most literal of senses. There'd be no smiling, no self-esteem, and graphic novels would be spoken of only in hushed tones at the stroke of midnight during the weekly Dungeons and Dragons session. It's like there's this entire generation of Americans pretending to be nerds. How did this happen? I blame the Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
Typical Hollywood, I blame it for pretty much everything. Typical Hollywood bullshit. Let me break this down for you. If you're a nerd, if you're really a nerd, and you're the Leonard Hofstadter of your social circle, it's not going to take you 2 years to sleep with Penny. It's going to take you 2 million years to sleep with Penny. And do you know why? That's right, because she's Penny, asshole. And that reminds me, fuck Comic-Con. Fuck Comic-Con and fuck the mainstream-ass Pegasus it flew in on. Let me get this straight, my so-called nerds. You get to hang out, aka socialize, with thousands of like-minded individuals, and A-list Hollywood celebrities answer your inane questions about their upcoming projects like you were an organ grinder and they were your monkeys. Are you kidding me with this shit? If you had any idea how long I dreamed of the purely mythical creature who A, knew who Isaac Asimov was, and B, had a vagina, you would not be so bold as to tell me that you are a nerd. But let's take a step back. Why is any of this important? Who cares if there are no new American nerds? Well, have you noticed how bad things are in America these days? How people are saying we're losing our ability to compete in a global marketplace? Picture, if you will, a young Bill Gates. Now, I don't know if it was a titty twister, book dump, swirly, wedgie, noogie, or concho, Japanese word for enema. But I can guarantee you that when Bill Gates got up, dusted himself off, possibly dried himself off, and slunk away into the shadows, if you listen very closely, you could hear him whisper, "It shall be called Windows. I will be fabulously wealthy and have thousands of employees, and I will marry the most beautiful employee of them all." Well, maybe not the most beautiful, but at least she'll touch me down there. My point is, no nerds equals no innovation. If we don't face this problem head on, our lack of horny tech geniuses could lead to devastating consequences for our way of life. Soon, America herself could become the nerd, moving silently down the hallways of the world, eyes fixed firmly on the floor, hoping against hope to avoid the attention of the bullies who torment her, like Slovakia. You don't think Slovakia has what it takes to be the next big thing in high tech? Have you looked at those dorks?